Romans 8, Christ dwelling in us, Paul writes in his letter. What does it mean? That's what this video is about. So Paul writes a letter to his followers in Rome and writes here in Romans 8:5. For those who are according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For the mind is set on the flesh is death, but the mind set on the Spirit is life and peace. And he writes further down here, but if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, he does not belong to him. But if Christ is in you, though the body is dead because of sin, yet the Spirit is alive because of righteousness. What Paul uses a slightly different language than Jesus. It's clear that Paul used the term Christ as a description of the holiness within you, right? Whereas Jesus uses the term, man sitting next to power coming in the clouds of heaven, for instance, right? Or he will say something like, lift up the cross, right? And follow me. So it's a slightly different language, but Christ in itself, that term, means it basically means guru or someone who has ascended to that level, right? It's a title, but also a description of what you are, an ascended man, or a righteous man, or a saint, to use one of Paul's expressions. So the Christ in you, of course, is that holiness, that kingdom that you have found, and therefore you are not governed by the desires of the body. Because that's the whole thing with Christianity, right? As Christians, you know that you can live in sin. You can live like a person who's a slave to your body, which you don't want to be. Or you can live in spirit, which is the person who is holy or the person who is righteous. That's the consequence of it. So Paul uses slightly different language here, but it's very, very important to understand that it's the same teachings Paul has as Jesus has. It's not a different type of teaching. There are some other things that come on the back of all the apostles, some teachings that Jesus does not talk about, but that's going to be a video for another day. But when it comes to this particular theme of the Spirit, and he calls it Christ in you, the saint within, it is basically the ascended man, the righteous man. So it is clear that, of course, Paul has a very good understanding of what Jesus' teachings were, and he's basically just using his own language to explain it. I hope that is helpful. And if you like this video, click like, and thank you for watching.